So it's a pretty late hour here, but you know, I'm doing my Impact review because I was working and I missed Impact, so I watched it on the internets. So here we go. We start off with Aries cutting a promo, and I know I've been saying his promos are decent, but guys, I gotta be honest with you here. The Aries promo sucks, and he's calling out Ace and Nates again. And you know, oh man, these promos are too scripted. And once again, brother, Hogan's gotta come out, brother, and he's gotta steal the spotlight, brother. Because you see, we might be putting Aries at the top, brother, but I'll always be at the top of the totem pole, brother. So you know, come on, sickening already. Hogan gotta grab the spotlight when obviously this is supposed to be about Aries, but that promo was stupid, so I'll allow it. You know, because man, how are you supposed to be invested in Aries when his promos are this scripted? Just let the guy go out there and, you know, improvise, for goodness sakes. He's, you know, in ROH he did a pretty good job, so why not let him, like, just cut loose already? Then we get our first match of the night. It's James Storm defeating RVD, and this was actually a pretty decent match. A really sick-ass DDT by James Storm, and a really nice finish with RVD going for a monkey flip and getting caught in midair with a super kick. So that was a really nice finish. I enjoyed this match. So all the people out there, when I say that RVD is a shell of his former self, that still holds true. But I'm not knocking this, and this is an RVD match. So stop saying that about RVD. He's still as good as he was when he was in ECW. Oh, I'm delusional. Shut your fucking mouths, because I've actually said something good about RVD. He did pretty good in this matchup. I like how he sold that DDT. And damn, I like the way that spot looked. So that was pretty good. Then up next, we've got Skits with ODB in the back. She's looking for Eric Young. You know, they're trying to kind of make fun of themselves because, you know, they haven't followed up on this whole thing since they got married. So this brings ODB out, and she challenges Madison Rayne and has her first match in months. She kills Madison Rayne, murders her with a TKO, and Eric Young comes out, and wow, you know, they could have had something funny here. Instead, he just gets naked, and they kiss, and yeah. You know, Eric Young's pretty charismatic. So is ODB. They're entertaining characters, but this was something that had been on again, off again for months. They could have made something funny, a funny conclusion, but they didn't do that. It's pretty boring. Yeah. So then up next we got Samoa Joe defeating AJ Styles, and AJ Styles eliminated from the Bound for Glory series. And this is how they reward AJ Styles for having the most good matches in this series. And this is how they reward Samoa Joe for completely sucking the past few months. There is nothing worse than an unmotivated Samoa Joe. And God Almighty, was he not motivated in this matchup? I mean, Samoa Joe didn't even try. For all intents and purposes, this should have been a phenomenal match. Now, granted, they didn't give them a lot of time to get this match going, but you know, 8 minutes. 8 minutes is all you need to at least have a 3-star match in my eyes with these guys. Maybe not with anybody else, but with these guys know each other. They've been wrestling each other since ROH. They've been wrestling each other since 2002. These guys know each other. So for goodness fucking sakes, why did this suck so much? You know, it wasn't completely terrible. A few decent counters, but you know, I was not feeling this match at all. And I think it goes without saying, unless you're a complete retard, that they could do a lot better than this shit. So this is how they reward AJ Styles. Oh, you gave us a couple of good matches? Get the fuck out of the tournament, bitch. I mean, come on. Then you got Gut Check. You got Chris Louis And yeah, so long story short, he's not voted in, so you could say Louis went kablooey. And thank God for that, because his match was fucking horrible last week. That disaster of a botch fest with Gunner. Good fucking riddance, Louis. Don't come back. And they tell him that he's not cut out for this business. That fat piece of shit Bruce Pritchard tells him that. And you know what? I'm happy he did. What do we got? Oh yeah, and then Joey Ryan's in the audience, and you know, say you were somebody who wasn't watching Impact for a couple of weeks or months, you wouldn't even know who Joey Ryan is. But you know, it's interesting how he's kind of invading the show, creating some type of revolution on YouTube, but many people are not aware of it. And once again, this is going nowhere. You know, he has to wait once a month, you know, for Gut Check to come along, and then he comes out. I mean, you know, once a month, no one is gonna really get behind this. Once a month appearances, guys. This is great TV. So then up next we've got Jeff Hardy defeating Kurt Angle in the Bound for Glory series, and I do not agree at all with them eliminating Angle from this series, but this was a pretty good match. Short, they should have given it more time. They could have easily cut out that ODB segment and gave this one, you know, like at least 15 minutes. But what they gave us was pretty good. It was fast-paced, pretty good stuff. 2 3/4 stars. I can't go quite 3 stars because it was so damn short, but you know, I liked it, and pretty good effort from both guys. So you know, really no complaints. And you know, Angle's very, very good still. You know, of course, he's not as good as he was in WWE, but, you know, he's getting older and he has a lot of injuries. But for a man with this much injuries and that amount of pain with his neck, this is very impressive performance here, because God knows that guys who are in a lot better condition can't even fucking wrestle that good. Then we get Aries coming out and he calls out Ace and Nates, and they come out and he fights one of them in the ring. And I believe that one is Luke Gallows. It kind of looks like him, but he goes to unmask him. Then some other guy who comes in the ring and puts a mask on his face. Why didn't he have the mask before he showed up on camera? I don't know. This is TNA. It doesn't make any fucking sense. He comes in, hits him with a flapjack. Nobody gets unmasked. It's just pretty much the same exact thing they showed last week, and that's the end of the show. So, you know, Storm and RVD was pretty good. Jeff Hardy and Angle was a good match. Everything else was garbage. Terrible comedy segment with Eric Young and ODB. You know, a fucking repeat ending brawl to the show. So, you know, really a big mixed reaction. I mean, you watch this show and your intelligence is insulted, stomped on, fucking shit on. Dixie Carter pulls down her pants, fucking takes a shit, you know, right on your fucking face every single goddamn week on this show. But at least we get some decent matches, which is more than I could say for Raw. Where actually, you know, it's kind of funny because it was in reverse for Raw. You got a hilarious comedy segment where this week you had a horrible comedy segment, but the difference is on Raw you had no good matches, but this week on Impact you had some decent and good matches. So that's a very interesting comparison, contrast, call what you will. It was a passable show, but there's still too much fucking junk on this thing. They gotta clean it up. Because, you know, there's a lot of fucking diarrhea on this show, and it's messy, you know. Call the fucking janitor in and fucking clean this show up. Okay? Okay.